You get the acceptance letter, you feel proud for about 10 seconds, and then you see the price tag and your stomach drops. A 4-year degree at a private school can now run past $200,000 for a piece of paper. How did we get here? If college feels insanely expensive compared to what your parents paid, you are not exaggerating, and you are not bad at saving. There is a real, traceable reason tuition exploded, and once you see the machine behind it, you can never unsee it. Let's break it down. First, the proof. Since 1980, the cost of college tuition in America has risen far faster than almost anything else you buy. After adjusting for inflation, the sticker price of college has roughly tripled over the last 4 decades. Compare tuition to almost any other cost. It outran food, it outran cars, and it even outran healthcare for years. So this is not just normal inflation doing its thing. Something specific happened inside higher education. The question is, what? To understand it, you have to ask a simple question. When schools raise the price, who actually pays it up front? And here is the twist. For most students, the answer is not their parents' savings. It is a loan from the federal government. Decades ago, leaders made a noble decision. They wanted everyone to be able to afford college, so they made student loans easy to get. The intention was good, but it quietly changed the whole game. Suddenly, almost any student could borrow almost any amount. Now put yourself in the shoes of a university. If students can always borrow more, what stops you from charging more? Economists actually have a name for this idea. It is sometimes called the Bennett hypothesis. The core idea is simple. When easy money floods in to help people pay, the seller can quietly raise the price to soak it up. It does not mean schools are cartoon villains. It means the system rewards raising prices, and almost everyone follows the incentive. And studies back this up. Research found that for every dollar of extra loan money available, tuition rose by a real chunk of that dollar. So easy loans were meant to make college affordable. Instead, they help push the price out of reach. That is the first big engine. But loans are only half the story, because once the money rushed in, schools had to spend it somewhere. So where did it go? Here is the part most people get wrong. A surprising amount did not go to better teaching. It went to hiring more administrators. Over the last few decades, the number of administrators and non-teaching staff at colleges grew far faster than the number of professors. At many universities, the people not teaching now outnumber the people who actually stand in front of a class. Every new office, dean, and coordinator needs a salary, a budget, and a building. And all of that lands right on your tuition bill. This is what people mean when they say administrative bloat, layers of staff that grow over time and rarely ever shrink. Some of those roles genuinely help students, but many exist mostly because the money was there to create them, so they were. Now here comes the third engine, and it is the flashiest one of all, the amenities arms race. To attract students, colleges started competing on luxury, not just on classes, on the entire campus experience. Think rock climbing walls, lazy rivers, gourmet dining halls, stadium-sized gyms, and dorms that look like luxury hotels. These features look amazing on a campus tour. They're also wildly expensive to build, run, and maintain for decades. Once one school builds a fancy new gym, the rival down the road feels it has to build an even fancier one to keep up. It becomes a spending spiral that nobody can stop because the school that opts out risks looking second-rate to applicants. And there is a deeper force underneath all of this: prestige. A lot of what you pay for is not education, it is reputation. Strangely, a high price can make a school look better. Families assume that expensive must mean elite and worth it. So lowering tuition can actually scare students away because it makes the school feel cheaper and less exclusive. Wild, but true. Stack it all together. Easy loans push prices up, admin bloat spends the money, and the amenities race keeps the spending spiraling. And the student is the one left holding the bill. That is where the real pain shows up, the debt trap. Americans now owe over $1.7 trillion in student loan debt. That is more than the country owes on credit cards. The average graduate with loans leaves school owing somewhere around $30,000 before earning a single paycheck. That debt then delays everything: buying a home, starting a business, saving for retirement, all pushed back by years. So you have to ask the honest question. With all of this, is a college degree even worth it anymore? Here is the fair answer. On average, yes. Over a lifetime, degree holders still tend to earn significantly more than non-graduates. But that average hides a huge amount of risk. The value depends massively on what you study and how much debt you take on. A low-cost degree in a high-demand field can pay off enormously. A pricey degree in a low-paying field can leave you underwater for years. So the smart move is not to blindly go or blindly skip. It is to treat college like the major financial decision it actually is. Compare the real price, not the sticker price. Aim for schools and programs where the likely paycheck clearly beats the likely debt. And remember, there are other roads. Community college and state schools, trade programs, and apprenticeships can win big. The point is not that college is a scam. It is that the price got inflated by a system, and you do not have to overpay into it blindly. Understand why the price ballooned, and you can outsmart it. Choose the path where the math actually works in your favor. That is exactly what we do here. We hand you the cheat sheet to the money machine. This is Brainonomics,